right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Friday means no collars, no limits. With a little help
What's
from our
up?
friends, welcome back, Call to the Pen HQ, with my boy, Paisan, from north of the border. It's Frank Amarante at FAMMIRANTE. TFJ. But you can check us out on Twitter at John Laghezza or Call to the Pen HQ, and he'll hook you up, man. If you're anywhere in the gambling streets on Twitter, then you know about Frankie, man. One of my favorite kind of guys. Frank, you're kind of part of my coaching tree. What's up, man?
What's up, man? It's a pleasure. I always love talking baseball with you. You know, you're one of the best out there, and I'm always honored to join you. And I'm hyped on this Friday before a long weekend, at least for you guys, not for me. But yeah, anyways.
I've been pretty high on your work because of your growth, right, Frank? I'm always about, before we hop into the games, we're going to go laser fast as always. I'm always about the process and the methodology. And, Frankie's one of the guys that's been up in my DMs asking me questions, looking to learn, looking to progress. And Frank, 1,000%, I don't give a crap what your unit up or down is for the season. It'd be impossible to care any less about it. What does matter is to see the growth, to watch you regiment your risk management, to see you kind of balance your plays and be responsible, get away from paying crazy juice, getting away from crazy parlays. Honestly, you're doing a lot of really good work. Listen, man, with the game day, you and Matty W, and even I gotta maybe get Thunder Dan up in here. You guys are a really good gambling crew over there, so make sure everybody follows them up at Game Day. Let's get right up into it. I mean, this is, man, the comment section of this place is absolutely ridiculous. I can't believe it. Chad R, D-Rock, Dawn K, is that Mike K's wife? She's here for the donkey play of the day. Steve Dubb, what's up? Far Sports, Brian Rose, Matty Dubb. It's so ridiculous. Nash, too. I can't believe you. I'm telling you, this is the restaurant where the chefs eat. Because if you know, then you know. I mean, it was just wild up in here, right? That's right. Death taxes, sunrise in the east, setting in the west, and a big man up before the GD crack of dawn to bring you the fastest show at MLB absolutely anywhere. Without any further ado, enough of that, more of this. Frankie, baby, let's do it, man. There ain't nothing like this anywhere on the internet. And I know you're one of the few that can keep up. We're going to highlight you today, man. You bring it however you want it. Any kind of plays, any kind of breakdown. Again, I'm going to serve it, and you'll knock it down. We're going to skip the early game. I probably should have told you that, right? Forget the 2 o'clock game. Let's focus on the main slate, those big ribs on the bone. Let's start up with the Trolley Dodgers. Hollywood, always up to no good, and Noah Syndergaard. Dude, how are you going to call a guy with a 6RA 801 OPS 4? I'm not about to. It's been a real struggle for the guy with the long hair going to meet the Rays and Jalen Beeks, kind of an opener. So, I don't know. These are usually really easy for me to kind of let go.
Yeah, this was one I was.
Go ahead, take it away.
For this game, I kind of just passed on because, Syndergaard's been he hasn't been good. That's safe to say. Dodgers offense is obviously really good and playing well right now. This one was tough. The total looks high at 9.5 for a Rays game in Tampa, but I mean, I guess it's justified given the pitching matchup and the strength of each of these offenses. This was a pass for me on this. I don't know. What do you think about this game?
I mean, listen, I've been getting in trouble all year, kind of betting the board, right? You see the Dodgers coming into even money, and it's easy enough to say, hey, man, Dodgers and against Jalen Beeks for even money, give it to me. Last time I did that, I got walked off. That seems to be the running trend here. So I would just be leaving this one alone. I'm going to check the algo. I'm just over. I've got north of 10 runs in this one. So to me, that's what this one is. This one's over or nothing. Yeah. I think, I mean, either one of these teams could get you to that 7 mark and get you over the 10. But did you say the line is at 9.5? The line's at 9.5. That's probably a little bit too close to call for me. So I would leave it because, again, the bullpens of both of these teams are pretty good. Don't be afraid. Sometimes the best bet is no bet, Frankie.
Oh,
Next up,
yeah.
Yeah, no doubt, Frank. No doubt. We know that one. Next up, I got a question for you. The Pale Hose and the White Sox, Lance Lynn, minus 150 favorites going to Detroit Rock City to face Joey Wentz and the Tigers. I mean, man, Lynn, 6.3 ERA, 1.5 whip, 820 OPS trash, right? Expected ERA, deserved ERA, north of 5. But it's like the but, like the however. Like, how much are you into the underpinning stuff? It's XFIP. K- walk ERA, and Sierra all south of 4. 26.5 K, 7.5 walk, not bad. 12.5 swing strike, 29 whiff, 67 first strike, 82 zone contact. That's a lot of numbers, but dude, he's getting his swings and misses. He's winning in the zone. He's just had really, really struggled against lefties, and I'm not sure if that's enough. I know the Tigers do have Riley Green kind of running hot right now.
Yeah, first of all,
I back on the Lynn trade.
Yeah, so first of all, I apologize. I cut out there and it froze while you went through the description, but I know you're going on about Lance Lynn, and I'm on his train again. Like, his Sierra is 3.78, much lower than his ERA. Like he hasn't been as like his ERA is 6.28. So he hasn't been as bad as he's looked in that regard. And against the Tigers, I think it's a good matchup. I didn't bet this game from a Lance Lynn perspective. I did take the White Sox first 5 innings -0.5, just because the pitching advantage with Lynn over Wentz, who's really struggled. But yeah, to sum it up, I'm definitely back in on the Lance Lynn train.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you can get with the White Sox in that half run, I think that's probably the move. Back in the White Sox offense has been a bit rough, but listen, like when Robert's playing, it's a bit of a different offense, and like Sheets has been pretty decent. The Tigers' offense is just very up and down. I think you probably have the sharp move. Matty W. up in the comments has the Josh Lowe over 1.5 total bases. Matty, I posted that one this morning. I kind of glazed past it. I forgot right on the sides tip. That was something I didn't have. I probably should have backed it up because that one really was a very strong ring. Syndergaard, I mean, he's been so bad against lefties. Anyway, lefties have a 305 batting average against Thor. So I actually have that one also.
I think I got to tail you on that.
I'll give you that one. I'll give you the White Sox one if you like that one. How close to even is that one? You want to play that one?
Yeah, I'll play it. I had it at I think I got it at -115, but let's look at BetStamp. We got
all right, yeah, we'll take that.
Oh, we can get a 110.
Free plug. I mean, listen, anybody that's sharp is using BetStamp. Obviously, this thing kind of sells itself. Where else are you getting all of the prominent folks and all their prices in one place? Like, listen, I hate to shill for stuff, but like legit, yeah. BetStamp.app/call to depend. Yeah, so far a little bit of empty. Listen, sometimes you get a full slate and it doesn't really look that great. Next one, I do have some action in this next one. It's the Rangers and John Gray, White Wolf of Winterfell, plus 120 dogs going to Baltimore against Grayson Rodriguez. And the Blackbirds with orange vest, those pesky Orioles, -130 favorites. Man, I think we got the pitching edge here with Gray. You can probably see where I'm going to go. I like Texas F5. The Texas bullpen has been a bit hairy. So I think that's where I'm going to go F5. Let me set it up. John Gray, 302 ERA, 115 whip. Some of the indicators are a bit higher, but the deserved ERA down below 3.5. Single-digit K-walk, but he gets ahead. He's inducing chases, suppressing hard contact, and he's just been a nightmare on righties. 180 batting average against righties this year. 1 home run per 9. And we know Gray's got some goods. Grayson Rodriguez, I think right now it feels more like a name thing. For me, Frankie, 6.2 ERA, 1.6 whip, 900 OPS. He doesn't get in front of hitters, 50% first strike. He doesn't do chases. That number is below 30%. 26 line drive, 53 hard hit, more than 2 home runs per 9. And that's where I think you're going to get into trouble here. Texas offense really good. Last 500 plate appearances, top 3 in the league. 287 BA, 350 OBP, 832 OPS, 356 team WOBA. So I like the Texas F5. Jay Bird, give me that one. I mentioned the struggles against lefties. So I think I'm going to go with my boy Nasty Nate here also. Jay Bird, do me a favor, bring up the Nasty Nate props, total bases. And I think we're going to get this Texas F5 on the back of Nathaniel Lowe. Last 20 plate appearances against righties, 500 batting average. 1243 OPS, but we can back it up anyway. Last 30 PAs, 385 batting average, 23% extra base hit rate. So I'll take those two. Serve it up for me. You like anything in this game, Frank?
First of all, I love what you said here. Grayson Rodriguez is more name than production right now. And I'm going to go. I really like Texas first 5 over 1.5. Your staple first 5 over 1.5.
Yes,
I love those. And I know it's a little, I think I got it out -130-ish. But I'm still willing to take it just because
we'll take it, Jay. If we have it, we'll take that.
Just because of how Texas has performed against righties, and Grayson's volatile, his walk rate's not all there. He gives up some hard contact. I'm in on that. But I think I have to add in what you said of Nathaniel Lowe. That's a good show. Not about
okay. All right, so we actually can't get the first 5 team total here. Let me ask you a question, though, Frank.
Oh, damn, it moved up. It's 2.5.
Yeah, well, the Baltimore pen has been really good. Is that enough to get you off the full game total?
Yeah, probably, I think right? So. Yeah, just because
you don't want to face. You don't want Cano. You don't want Batista. You don't want none of that smoke, brother.
I think what we could add, just to, I do have Grayson Rodriguez under 5.5 strikeouts as another play in this game. I know he's got this K rate, he's got the stuff to get there, but it's just that He hasn't pitched deep into games. His season high is 5 2/3 innings. Texas's offense is good. Grayson's control. He loses command sometimes. That can up his pitch count. I think it's a solid play. And if you wanted to add another total bases, go with another lefty, Corey Seager. I was looking at that one as well.
Okay, do me a favor. I want to skip on the strikeouts just because we're so loaded on this game, but we will take the other Seager prop if it's a plus money because we love that plus money stuff. Again, we don't want to. We're still going to lose a little bit. We don't want to sink any ships here. But what's the props look like? Plus money, yeah, let's get that. I'm with that also. Anytime you get weakness against a lefty, and that that is going to ring for Seager. Oftentimes I talk about that, Frank. I'll take two guys in the same team with plus money, split the risk, look to hit one of two, make it a profitable venture, and kind of move on. And it sounds boring, but all right, let's get it. Next up, this one just got posted. I know I want this one blind, so this one I honestly don't know what's going on. My boy Matty W. I'm gonna echo something he said about Texas. Matty said Texas better SP, better lineup. But the odds were plus, ABC hallucinating. I feel that way right now about the Padres and the Yankees. Joe Musgrove, like legit MLB pitcher, going up against Randy Vasquez, who's about to debut, who also has a 4.6 ERA and a 1.6 whip in the minor leagues, which last time I checked, the minor leagues are not as good as the pros. You're going to feed this guy to a Yankees lineup that right now is hitting. I mean, like the day of those couple weeks where they stunk, not anymore. Last 500 plate appearances, Yankees top 3 in home runs, top 5 in OPS, top 5 in walk rate and chase rate, plus fly ball rate and barrel rate. Good for a 118 WRC plus last 14. I think he's in trouble. I think there's only 2 ways to go with this one. I think San Diego wins it at minus 115. I also think if you don't think they win this one, you got to go over 10. Like, I want you to talk to me about the Padre offense, Frank, because right now they stink. Okay, 200 batting average, last 500 PAs, evil, 666 team OPS, 89 WRC plus. However, the thing I always talk about, we know they're very talented. Okay, this team doesn't stink. Okay, Soto and Tatis, they don't stink. I hate when people do that. Sometimes good teams stink for a little bit, but I like to think of these things in terms of waves. I like to think of the wave beginning to come up when the discipline. Check it out. Right now, the Padres are number 1 in walk, top 5 in swing and strike, top 3 in chase rate, meaning they're starting to show discipline in taking pitches, which generally means the ones they're swinging at are going to be better, and that's where I think the better contact comes from. So I just got the Padres by like a mile here. Am I stupid?
So you're raising a bunch of really good points. Like you said, it comes in waves. Obviously, this Padres offense, it's only a matter of time. They're too stacked not to, become one of the best in the league. And I usually don't do this, but I'm just going to ride with their recent trend because I looked back heading into yesterday's game. The under was 21-4 in their last 25 games, and then it went over yesterday. So 21-5.
So you're under 9.5. You like
I put under on this game, but this one is not one of my stronger leans. It's just something I just rolled with, and we'll see how it happens. But you definitely raise good counterpoints. It's just that even I was watching their game yesterday against Washington. They were stranding base runners, playing a bit sloppy. You look at the bottom of their lineup too. It's not the strongest, Rudnett or Odor, a bunch of guys like that. So I went under 9.5, but I do see your angle there. And you see we got...
Well, you know what's funny? Funny enough is I do, everybody, who knows, I didn't even promote my own stuff. You follow me at John Laghezza, the pin tweet will take you to my betting work. It's open for free if you want to look at it. You can follow along. I put up all the algo scores. And it's funny, I know some people that do model work and proprietary stuff. All they do is refer to their own work. Me, I do my own work, and then I go do the analysis anyway. Even though I built the damn thing, we should be in agreement all the time. We're not. So the algo is with you, Frank, and that's enough for me. So let's go under on this one, Jay. Give me the.
It just feels weird,
Frankie. I am way under on this game.
Oh, really?
Way. I'm
that makes me feel
under.
good, man.
Yeah, I can't. Listen, again, I get this one. Matty Dub is on the more rational side of this. Too many question marks, so he's leaving it alone.
Yeah.
But where I'm going to go is, no. I want to go with this because, again, I've been finding, again, I'm in a downtrend, and I admit this, but a lot of times it's because I'm I don't believe in the model work. It ends up being correct. The people that I have subs that straight up play the model and do awesome. So I'm way under, and it's probably what you're saying. I mean, we got 2 the Padres offense is really struggling. The Yankees offense, it's like up and down. The walking is there, the barrels are there, but they're striking out a ton. They do a ton of double plays. They're not pulling the ball. And they've been really bad against righties. Something else I just added to the sheet that I've been using is last 30 days expected WOBA against handedness. To give you kind of an idea, people I know, everybody's loving betting now, and they love, top 3 WRC plus. That's not enough. That's not enough. I like input stats over output stats, right? Discipline and contact quality is what's going to get you there. We don't want bloop singles, right? Who gives a crap? 4 for 4 bloop singles. Give me the guy that got robbed for 2 home runs, right? And had 4 barrels. That's the guy that I want, even if he was 0 for 4. So I guess I could see. Let's go under and move it on. I just thought there was something interesting to be said about, like, agreeing with the work, like man versus machine stuff, and it's one of the, listen, I get it. I do model work. And sometimes you have to just say, like, yeah. So I think if that game gets late and it's under, it's an under because both of those bullpens
are exactly.
So, all right, let's move it up. Yeah. Well, again, I know Matt in the comments just puked because we said good bullpens. There's Matt. I'm waiting for the comment that says there's no such thing as a good bullpen. I mean, I know, and I've been leaning that way also because that's what'll get you in trouble. All right, next up, it's the Cardinals and Mr. Freedom himself, Matt Liberatore. They are plus 100 dogs going to Cleat Town to face Bieber Fever, driving all the girls wild. Liberatore so far, I mean, I don't want to be quoting the stats. It's only 6 innings. We know he's looked really sharp at points. The thing I wanted to get into is Shane Bieber. All right, so surface stats for Bieber very good. 3.08 ERA, 1.21 WHIP. However, all the indicators are way up. And my new favorite one has been Alex Chamberlain just did a bunch of work on. He did an earned run estimator that one is correlated better than Sierra and everything else. But it has to do with focusing on a pitcher's ability to influence contact quality and exit velocity and stuff like that. And I really love it. And it has Bieber at 5.63. Expected ERAs at 4.9, Sierra at 4.5. So not that crazy. Stuff plus on the fastball down at 80, 18% K, 23.5 whiff, 90 zone contact. Frankie, boy, you're going to pitch 90 zone contact to these Cardinals right now? Oof. I think you're about to get shat on. So Cardinals right now, number 1 in the league, last 500 PAs in runs, home runs, OBP, and OPS. 850 OPS as a team. 11% walk, 11% barrel. Good for a 363 team WOBA. I think this one's broken also. I think the Cleveland offense is really bad. 49% ground ball in that same time frame. 290 OBP. Right now, I just think I have Cardinals F5. Jay Bird, give me Cardinals F5 for sure. I think Cardinals win this one outright. I think we could put the Cardinals money line in a parlay for later as well. Frank, what do you got in this one? You like the Redbirds like I do?
Yeah, I love what you're saying about the Cardinals here. Like, geez, like Bieber's strikeout rate is down 7%. Like, this is not the same pitcher. People just see the name Bieber and they think, the Guardians should be favored. But no, you got to dig deeper like you just did. I actually took the under on it just because of the Guardians' offense is just atrocious. And they've really been playing in a lot of under games all year. The under's 30-16 in their games. But you make great points. The Cardinals, it's risky in that the Cardinals.
Frankie, I got to cut you off. I have to ask because I wonder if the line moved. It's now at 7.5. You're under 7.5.
Yeah, I did get it there. Yes, but I think I got to add a Cardinals money line for myself on this, just to kind of offset the risk that the Cardinals put up 5, 6, 7 runs.
It's plus money.
Yeah, it's
plus money.
Yeah, I gotta join you on that. So you're making me regret that under 7.5 a little bit. I just
man, I kind of went right now. The way I'm running, bro, you want to be on the other side of my bench. Trust me.
The thing is, the angle I just emphasized was just the Guardians' struggles on offense. But like you said, the Cardinals are rolling. Let's look at that
really quick. He ain't kidding. It's so bad. Like they don't walk. They don't. It's the worst. The Cardinals are just really the Guardians right now are just really, really bad. You can't. It's weird. I've been talking about how contact is what you want, but you got to have somewhat like semblance of quality to the contact. All right, let's move it up. Next up, it's the Phillies and Taijuan Walker. They are heavy dogs. Plus 140 to Atlanta and Jared Schuster. I mean, Taijuan Walker again. it's been kind of a rough go for him, really. 5.8 ERA, 1.4 WHIP. I think he's been improving as of late. Again, Alex's PFIP has him at 3.45, so my model tends to like him. He has induced chases, 51.5 ground ball. Those are generally the things that I'm kind of looking for. The BABIP was crazy, if I'm not mistaken. No, the BABIP was actually not. So I got ground ball rate and the PFIP really low up against Schuster, who's also been pretty bad. Schuster's xFIP and Sierra north of 5.75. He has a 3.5 K minus BB. I mean, 17.5 K to 14 walk, 27 O swing, 49 fly ball. To me, that's the kind of stuff that'll get you in trouble. I know the Atlanta offense is really good. I actually think Philly's going to win this one. I may like to bucket that one, Jay. Schuster, Matty W. Again, me and him is simpatico. And I wonder if this was the one you were alluding to, Frank, when you mentioned walk props earlier. I have Jared Schuster over 1.5 walks. What do you like in this one? I think the Phillies win it. But now I'm kind of second-guessing myself when I look at the Walker stats again. I just know everybody hates facing the Braves, so do I. But Schuster, I think, stinks. So talk to me about this one.
For me, I passed on this game, and you do raise good points here, but I want to highlight that, hey, Jared Schuster in his last start against Seattle looked pretty good. 6 innings, allowed only 1 hit, 1 earned run. He had 1 walk with 7 strikeouts. If we dig down a little deeper, in that game, he had a 16.5 swinging strike rate, and his next season high was 10.6. So I got to look maybe further at the pitch mix. Maybe something was being more effective in that game. But I wonder if, this is a pitcher with some prospect pedigree. Maybe he's starting to find a bit of his groove in coming up back from the minors. That was this was on May 21st, his previous start, his second start since being called up. So that kind of gives me some hesitancy with fading him here. Maybe he's a bit different than the guy we saw in early April where he really struggled.
Well, I think you make a very good point, and something people need to keep in mind about baseball is, right, this is the waves. It's a long season, and sometimes players are getting better. And even if a player's getting better, doesn't mean they're not going to have bad starts, and the same works in reverse. Right, players that can be tanking, have spike starts. I generally like to go the other way, so I just think that's what we're on other sides, and it doesn't make you wrong. I think that was kind of the anomaly, was the good start. I've not been a huge fan of Schuster, but also, dude, I've been getting in so much trouble chasing this goddamn Phillies offense. I keep waiting for it. Every time they show you little signs, like. I watch it every day, so I'm watching these things move. The hard hit rate is in place, the walk rate is in place, but it's just not really happening for them. The thing I am watching click up, though, is the quality of contact. So the Phillies now up in like the top third of the league, let's say, in expected WOBA against righties, which is difficult, because that includes everything, bullpens and everything. So I think the Phillies offense is about to get up off the mat. The Braves offense, I've been just calling them the sellout offense. The Braves are a total sellout offense right now. And that's fine. Listen, in this day and age, power wins, home runs win. But the Braves are getting this moniker as they're this crazy great offense. That is not what it is, people. 13% swing to strike, 34.5 chase. They have an 80 zone contact. These are the kind of metrics that get you sent down if you're not barreling the ball. Okay, the Braves happen to be the best barrel team in the league. But it's still only a 101 WRC plus, 42 ground ball, 240 team batting average. Again, the Braves have holes. So that's where I've been trying to get myself is you can go up against the Braves. You can go up against the Braves, and it's a race to 15 outs. Do me a favor, check the chat, Frankie.
Yeah.
Next up. It's the Nats and Patrick Corbin going to the Royals and Jordan Lyles. Oh my goodness, right off the bat, me and my boy Matty W is always simpatico. I know I'm over the Lyles prop. I was having our boy John Anderson run me some cool stats. This is off of the back of Jeff Zimmerman at Fangraphs. Did some pretty cool work on ball percentage, which again, I like stats that are easy, makes sense. And right, we all know walk percentage, which walk percentage makes a lot of sense. But ball percentage really makes even more sense. So I had Johnny kind of run it every day. I take a look and I keep an eye on it. And man, you get some of these pitchers. So check out, we have a couple of them today that have plus 40% ball rate. So we mentioned Schuster before. That was one of the things I meant to mention about him. I forgot. But one of the other guys is Lyles. Lyles has a 39% ball percentage, but only an 8% walk rate. So to me, I'm now like scratching walk rate when I'm doing these prop stuff. Give me the guy that can't find the zone, right? Give me the guy that can't find the zone. So I've been going that way. I'm curious. I know Maddie's got to be up in the comments in 3, 2, 1 talking about Patrick Corbin. I'm not there yet. Corbin, starting to turn the ship around, right? Remember, when you're that bad, when we talk about the waves, his waves are long. It's like trying to turn a goddamn cruise ship. Doesn't turn, doesn't make a hard left. This thing takes a mile and a half to. So Patrick Corbin might be doing that. Remember, he used to be good. And it's very easy for us to say, oh, this guy stinks. He's trash. And he stunk for a while, and he's been trash. But lately, he's been kind of correcting. So he's in a spot where he's this guy that's kind of hard to use to serve the season stats. I'm looking at Lyles. I want to attack. Give me my favorite bet all year. Give me the Washington team total just automatically. Lyles coming in at a 7 ERA, 1.35 whip, all the indicators up over 5. Single digit K minus walk, 8% swing and strike, 54 first strike, 92 Zcon. Lyles is just going to serve it up to my Nats, who like the Nats, Frankie, this is something you and I have talked about for a while. That people just say like they attach these narratives to teams. That's it. The Nationals stink, and that's it. Yo, teams like the Nationals and the A's, yes, they stink. Bro, they score runs. Everybody scores
they don't
runs.
strike out. The Nationals.
Yeah, so give me the Nats team total. I love it. Dude, I absolutely love the Nats. Last 500 plate appearances. The Nats are top 5 in team batting average. The Nats are top 8 in OBP, top 10 in OPS, top 12 in K rate, 86 zone contact, 341 team WOBA, 112 WRC plus. This is not a bad offense. The Nats are not a bad offense. And you nailed it, Frankie, because right now, the key to success on the pitching side is striking to hitters out, getting big swing and miss. The Nats don't do that. So give me the Lyles walk prop and then give me the Nats team total. This one probably spins to the over also, right? Just because you could see like the low quality, like you could see Corbin getting himself in trouble. I've only got this one surprisingly at 9.25 algo score. So that's like a flush. So I didn't touch it. So talk to me about this one. Are you buying Patrick Corbin? I think that's my main question.
So the main question, you got to like what you're seeing in his last few starts. He's been much more effective. He's not that guy that everyone wants to fade, every time he comes around. Like he's allowed 3 or fewer runs in 6 consecutive outings. So, I mean, he's not the same guy he used to be. He's not getting strikeouts like he used to, but like you said, it comes in waves, and this might be a positive one for him. And the Royals' offense is nothing to really worry too much about, but I would lean like you are with the over and with the Nationals. But I want to give you one stat about the walks, is that we said how the Nationals don't strike out often, and they don't, 19% K rate, but they don't walk often. They're free swinging. They only walk 7.1% of the time, which is the 3rd lowest rate in the MLB. So I know the prop is 1.5, and like you said, Lyles has control issues, so it's a low bar, but that just kind of gives me a little bit of caution with that.
It should, although this is funny because, again, and I wear these things very wide open as I get into, right? Like, I'm not like I'm this player prop expert. I'm just getting into the pitching side now. And I've just been finding that I kind of have been getting in trouble focusing more on the hitter end. So, like, I run the model, I have all my favorite plays, and I try and keep to my favorite few, let's say. I've just been noticing and it's a small set, and I could be wrong, and I may end up going the other way. But I've been finding I was looking more for, like, the patient teams that walk, and it's been the pitchers that can't find the zone, right? So it's almost like, don't get me wrong.
I've been noticing that too, actually, now that you say it.
Because the thing, here is the thing, here's my only counter to what you're saying, and again, I don't think you're wrong, is they don't swing and miss. They make a lot of contact, but they also don't chase, right? So if you give me a team that doesn't walk because they don't chase, I still think that's okay if the pitcher doesn't find the zone.
True. Good point.
And you're right again. I'm just trying to be logical. I'm trying to be logical there. I ended up pairing Schuster and Lyles for everybody out there. Again, if you want to follow my betting work that I keep mentioning, you can DM me on Twitter. I'll give you the key to it. You can just look at it. Stuart D up in the comments. Super sharp stuff. Yeah, Corbin's been very sneaky good the last few games. And then Fire Sports tacking on the Royals lineup has been banned against lefties. I kind of want to look at that. Although I'm going to be honest, I have access to geeky stuff that everyone else does. I have the Royals in the tank as far as expected stats go. So I have a 274 xWOBA versus lefties last 500. I mean, that's really bad. But again, Royals offense last 500 PAs, 195 average, 259 OBP. The problem is their stars, like when you're relying on a guy like Bobby Witt, his down wave is very low.
Yeah.
His down wave is very low. And, a guy like Vinny P, his down wave, it's not like it's low, like he's ever going to be trash. But they'll pitch around him. He's very patient. He's going to walk. Hard to win games when you out-walk. Right? Out plus walk is not a win. You know what I'm saying? That's not how you win ball games. So, far as sports, again, you know me, dude. I'm never saying I'm right, you're wrong. We just may be doing things differently. But again, I have found success using expected stats as my favorite descriptor for handedness. Because, again, we all know the deal. Like, WOBA and WRC plus, even batting average and slugging are all vulnerable to batted ball quality, batted ball luck, I should say. And if you rattle off bloop 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 bloop, and you start scoring freaking runs, all of a sudden these team stats go nuts. It's true though; they go nuts. And if you look at the X stuff, you go, how could you be so poor? And if you backtrack it, you find out that's what it was. It was bloop 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 blast, and not blast, blast, blast. So anyway, let's keep it moving. Frankie,
great info. Every time I come with you, I learn something new. I'm going to incorporate that more into my own now. I've been I've been putting too much into looking at WRC plus and things like that. But like
don't get me wrong, it matters. Dude, it does.
But I got to add on to the pie what you're saying now. That that's a weakness in my own process. That now coming on your show.
Yeah,
I'm going to incorporate it as well.
And if I could add one more small thing to everybody out there, because again, this is the restaurant where the chefs eat, is also you got to open that one up to at least 30 days. If you shrunk, as much as we love last 7, last 14, especially now, granted, righties, you could probably shrink as a team stat. Lefties, you can't shrink because you may only get 2 or 3. And if the 2 of them are Shane McClanahan and, somebody else really, really good, it's all shot. It really is. It's all shot. You're not going to get contact quality, and it's going to throw off your work. So handedness, people, just keep that in mind. It's just, again, we're the restaurant where the chefs say, I love that. Rate, review, and subscribe to the Audio Only Pod. Let's go. It's your Bluebirds. Kevin Gausman. God, he is awesome right now. Minus 150 favorites against the Twins and Louis Varland. I can tell you right off the bat, I'm going to take the donkey bet. Oh, Mike Kay was asking for the donkey bet of the day. Is obviously betting the Toronto Blue Jays right here. So where I can't play the juice outright, but Jays, stick the Blue Jays do go in the basket. Because I got a lot of Canadian fans here. Right? Frankie's from north of the border, baby. Kevin Gausman's been awesome. 314 ERA, 108 whip. But it's XFIP at 270, Sierra 284. I mean, he's been awesome. Stuff Plus on the fastball at 110. I want to just do a quick lesson on this for people. If you're using Stuff Plus, though it's on a 100 scale, is not WRC Plus, where 1 equals 1%. Every 10 is a standard deviation, just to give you an idea. So 110 is ridiculous. Back to Gausman, 32% K, 28 K minus BB. He's been ridiculous. He should absolutely dominate this Twins offense, which has not been very good. Yeah, again, this is a perfect example, right? The batting average OBP is there. However, they're bottom 3 in K, bottom 3 in swinging strike, bottom 5 in zone contact, bottom 8 in chase rate. The Blue Jays should absolutely mop them up. Varland's been very good. I want you to talk to me about this freaking Blue Jays offense. And every time I seem to bet on them, they don't get it done. And now they just hung a 20 burger, and that's going to throw off all the stats also. I don't think they're as good as that 20 runs is making them look right now. So that's why I'll stick it in a parlay, but I can't pay the juice. Talk to me about the Bluebirds.
Yeah, they're just not they're playing poorly right now. They're 2-10 in their last 12 games. It just, even with Gausman on the mound, and he's a stud, like you said, it's hard for me to say the juice even at a reduced price in the first 5, especially, this may be wrong, but as a Jays fan, from as long as I can remember, when they face a young pitcher who has some upside like a Varland, and it's the first time they've never seen him before, they often struggle. And I just don't want to put any confidence in them tonight in this one. It's just a pass for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hear. Look, you know what?
It's just, they're just struggling right now.
I feel like this is part of the growth that I was mentioning with you, right? That when you get I used to say, once I scratch my chin 3 times, you leave it alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, once, I don't know, nope, let it go. I'm kind of a donkey on it. And again, I go back, and it's part of the model. Part of the problem with the model is, gosh, I have such strength on the Blue Jays here that I'm just going to go with it, and we'll stick it. Oh, we need likes. Come on, people. 25 likes for the bucket parlay. Me and Frankie going to bring it to you at the end, a little four-legger. I like to end with that. It gives you a little action. As responsible and disciplined as I am, I'm not inhuman. I like a little action Jackson. Or let's move it up. One of the hardest teams for me to put my thumb on, Frank. No joke, these Giants. I have a very hard time with the Giants. And it's Alex Wood going up against the Brewers, another team I really struggle with. And Freddie Peralta, minus 125. Again, I see these, and this is where I'm struggling. I see this, and I'm like, just bet this immediately. Freddie Peralta is like 17 greater than signs over Alex Wood. The problem has been the Milwaukee offense, though they have gotten a bit better as far as expected stats against lefties. There is no question Brewers offense in the tank. 225 team BA, sub 700 OPS, 28% K rate as a team. So, Alex Wood, who's generally pretty good when he's on the mound and healthy, 29.5 CSW, 28% whiff rate. I see why the line is where it is. But, man, I'm just really struggling. Fire Sports on the other side, he's liking the Giants. I think I really like the Brewers here. Maybe I'm just like a stand for Peralta. He's got that, he's got that filth. Though I'm looking at the pen stats. Giants, heavy edge bullpen, last 59 innings, 2.4 ERA, 29% K. Brewers, 5.5 ERA, 47 hard hit, more than 1.5 home runs per 9. So I guess if I like the Brewers, I got to shrink it down to F5. That was the third scratch. I'm probably leaving this one. Talk to me, man. I really like the Brewers in the parlay. Go ahead.
For me, I'm on the under in this game just because, like you said, the Brewers really struggle against lefties, and when Wood is healthy, he's been pretty effective. And then that's good info as well with the Giants bullpen performing well recently, especially Camilo Doval is just ripping it. Like, he's been amazing, especially in fantasy.
Yeah. I think
that's another note.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and then like you said, Peralta, when he's on, he's really tough to hit, and he's been really effective at home this season. You look at his home starts against the Dodgers, 1 run in 6 innings. Tigers, 2 runs in 6. He struggled against the Red Sox. He gave up only 1 against the Cardinals and shut out the Mets. I think he can really have a quality outing with, 2 runs in 6 innings, let's say. And this will stay under I got it at 8, but it looks like it's fallen to 7.5.
Oh man, I could definitely dig on that under. You bring up a really great point. So to the fact that, man, I really want these Brewers. Maybe we'll stick. I know we don't mix it, but maybe we should just mix the Brewers F5. I don't want to go against all my listeners, but man, you mentioned it. Check it out. Freddie Peralta at home. 179 batting average, 548 OPS, 243 ERA, 1/3 of a homer 9. I mean, yeah, he's been fantastic. He's been fantastic at home. Brian Rose, super sharp. Check it out, people. Something got to keep an eye on because it's not around every day. Brian Rose says FD has the daily K-leader market back today. Okay? I don't know if you saw this at all, Frank. This popped up in the chat here, and why I'm so very proud of the chat of the thing. Like, people don't normally talk about the comment section. That if you're following these sites, now they're putting them out like you can get, dude, plus 25 to 1 for the pitcher that's going to be the strikeout leader on the day. So I'm going to take a look at this. I'm going to put a ticket out for this later on. Jay, let's get the under 8 in the bucket. How about that? Because I think we needed a 4th one. So perfect. Jay said we can get that under 8 on the Giants game. I'm with that. Both these offenses stink. I like Wood. I like Peralta. All right, I've got to move it up, and I got to hurry. So this one's easy for me. Max Scherzer and the Mets go to Colorado and Seabold. I don't bet these stupid games. Every time I bet Colorado, game. I lose.
Yeah, yesterday I bet the under 10.5. It was 2 going to the bottom of the 8th. That's my own fault, but geez.
Okay, hold on, just for a second. Just to give you an idea of this daily K-leader market. I don't know if you see the comments that roll in. Libertor is 90 to 1, bro.
Oh,
90 to 1. Detmer's 30. Detmer's is 31 to 1.
This is good.
Right? The point is, you could probably find your 4 or 5 best players, divvy up the odds, however you like, chop it up in little bits and pieces, and make it where, like, if you hit any of them, it's like a 5 to 1 hit. So just to give you an idea, everybody, how we roll here, trying to keep it sharp. I'm not going to bet this one. Listen, every time I bet a team to win in Colorado, we lose. The scoring is so stupid. The pitching is so stupid. Frankie, I know we're going to have some yo-yo out there. Oh, well, it's Colorado. Now, granted, I will admit, I have in a written plan that I do not go under in Colorado. So
yeah, I know that's your plan. Yeah,
dude,
I remember
and
that.
again, that doesn't make me. All it does is keep me from vomiting. That's all it does. Don't make me smart. It doesn't make me a winner. It just means I avoid that one vomit because you capped it properly and ended up being disgusting. So these things happen. But whatever. Yesterday, whatever. I had Miami, and I was like, oh, heaven forbid we win a game with tied after 8. Never happens lately. But again, I tweeted this. If you have been fading me for the past week, you made a lot of money, but you have no hair left because every single game has been walk off, come from behind, down 5 runs that you were like, wah, wah, and you ended up winning, But hey, such is life in the big city. All right, let's move it on. That game was stupid. Next up, this one I think I have as a watch. I'm curious what your take is. It's Miami plus 125 dogs and the Jesus Lizard going up against LA and my boy Reed Detmers and the Angels. Listen, Detmers slow out of the box, 5 ERA, 1.4 WHIP. However, the indicators now at all at 3 3/4 came on its walk ERA, expected ERA, Sierra, all at their K rated 30%, 14.5 swing and strike, 30 CSW, check, all the things we look for. In zone contact at 80. The reason I mentioned that, Miami offense is dog crap. They're the worst right now. I almost don't care what any of the stats say. Contact is like up. I don't care. Dead last in pull rate, bottom 5 in barrel. They're gross. Sub 300 XWOBA against both sides. Miami offense is just awful. I just spent 3 days watching them in Colorado, and they're the worst. They're the worst. And not only they're the worst, they have poor managerial decisions on the base pass. They make poor decisions on the bases themselves. So Miami sucks. Get away from Miami. They're absolutely trash. Turn around for Detmers. He should decimate them today, right?
Yeah, agreed. Plus, to add to your point, coming off a series in Coors, you get that hangover sometimes with teams leaving that environment. First road game off of that situation, facing a tough pitcher like Detmers, who's coming off his best outing of the year, I believe, against the Twins. Yeah, that was his last start. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. So I think he's going to really have a quality outing, and you can get the under at 8.5, and in some spots, I'm on the under in this one.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm going to just check the algo. Every once in a while, I go check the authority and see where I'm at. Man, I have this one gosh, it's so split. Split down the middle F5, split down the middle full game.
Oh, damn.
I'm a shade over 8 runs. 8.5. So I'm probably on the under here also, right? Yeah. If I had to have a play, it'd be on the under. And if we're desperate for something for the parlay, I would put that one in there, Jay. So we'll keep that one on the borderline. Again, I think that one I just like to check bullpens first. Again, not that you want to marry yourself too much, but the bullpens have been okay. It's weird.
Yeah.
I often talk about Jekyll and Hyde with bullpens. The reason why bullpen stats are not accurate is because when you're up 5 runs, you use your crappy bullpen and they got to get blown up.
Yeah.
And if you have games in a row where you have the good bullpen out there, you hope they're going to be good. I know Matt right now is just going, everybody's terrible. They really are terrible. I hate it. Oh, man, my boy Braziban for the Marlins was out there in that extra innings, and I was like, yes. When you're like, yes, we're getting a clean inning. We're going to win this freaking game for once. And he walked 3 guys. Oh, so bad. I want to thank everybody really quick again for supporting us. Rate, review, and subscribe to the audio only pod. I really don't think there's anything like this, Frankie. There's not really like this. It's pure. This is.
I love this. I love the energy.
This is the most. This is the most purest form of. I want to call it's like communal degeneracy, but in the most purest way. So we're all degenerates and we all understand it, but all of us want to help each other. It's just not because again, and I know this firsthand, if you're around any real degenerates, and again, I shouldn't be joking. If you do have a problem, you should see somebody. And I suggest if you have a problem to speak to me, because I have physically turned people around myself. And I'll do you one better. The biggest feather maybe in my cap ever was taking a degenerate gambler, and now he's a responsible gambler. So it's not even like I got somebody to quit. He's now responsible. And so you can do it, people. So again, it's whatever. The key is stop betting real money. I often talk about this, one of my favorite lessons, Frank. And again, why I will never get hired by a big company to talk about this stuff, because I'm trying to teach people how to win, and they'd rather hire Momos, Mama Lucas, that I'm going to take people in the wrong direction. And it's if you are struggling, and again, if right now I'm struggling, I know how to discipline, so I feel like I always survive my downtrends. But if you're worried about losing, what you should do is stop betting live money. Continue to bet, though. That's what people don't understand. People think betting means money. Betting doesn't always mean money. Betting is the action. The money is just a function of that. So you can bet on paper and track your progress. Once you show 60 days of profit, you go back live. And if you don't show 60 days of profit, you go back. We call it the combine, right? And if you fail, you go back to 60 days. Guess what? Big Johnny just saved you whatever money you were going to lose in deposit.
Love it.
And
Love
you
that.
run the combine over and over and over again and again. And you know what? I love people because with this one, I had to show someone. I stuck my thumb in his freaking eye, idiot. Oh, it's because you have money. I'm like, dude, first of all, I started betting $2 a pop. Okay, now I bet lots. But yeah, doesn't matter how much money you have. I know millionaires that are losers, and cheap bastards that are winners, right? That's what it's all about. So again, nuance and context. People rate, review, and subscribe. Hopefully, you learned something. The restaurant where the chefs are eating. Next up, Chris Sale and the Red Sox -135 favorites against the Snakes with shapes in their back, and Brandon Pfaadt. He just rocked the first couple comes out, then he kind of corrected course a little bit. I tend to think the Red Sox and Sale are going to get hot, although these Red Sox are killing me right now. They just got swept by the Angels.
Yeah.
What do you think, man? I mean, I know what I like. Go ahead.
I didn't touch this game, but if I have to pick a side, it would be the Red Sox because I like what I'm seeing out of Chris Sale. He's starting to get going really, and Brandon Pfaadt isn't as bad as he looked early on, but I think Boston has the pitching advantage. But again, it's a no play for me here. I just couldn't. I just stuck away from this one.
Okay, I want to throw Boston in the bin because I just can't get away from these Red Sox. I'm going to give everybody just a slight look into my own personal life right now and how I'm sweating the Red Sox. So, of course, I'm down to the last 12 of a $25,000 Survivor tournament.
Ooh.
And my Red Sox are 0-3. Uh-oh. I know, we're screwed. I need a sweep and we're out. I can't believe it, of course. Tie games. We just lost every pitching matchup. It is what it is. These things going to happen. Jay, right, so, okay. Jay's got a nice looking bucket. Jay, thank you so much. You actually read my mind having to recap it, so I don't have to scroll through. I appreciate that. So that's good. We're going to have a nice fat parlay we're going to get to choose from. Personally, I can't pay the juice for these Red Sox to beat me up anymore. I've been on Marlins and Red Sox this week, and that's why, my ass has welts on it. So I'm just going to leave this one. I tend to think Pfaadt is going to, though, all kidding aside, that Pfaadt is going to kind of positively regress.
Yeah.
And I think where we got to be careful, and a mistake I used to make as a younger man was like, look at his stats, 1,000 OPS, 8 ERA. You almost have to throw that away. You know what I mean? Because this is all part of like his, you threw this guy into the fire, you start meeting major league hitting for the first time, and it's almost about, Eno talks about this stuff, how your last 400 pitches stabilize, like stuff-wise. So you only need a couple weeks, a couple starts, before you could start, not saying racing stuff, it happened, but before you overreact to it. So I'm probably with you. I probably should have left it. But next up, the ultimate in donkey bets. Whenever anyone's playing the A's, it's Hunter Brown and the Astros against the Elephants on beach balls. And who I tend to like, James Caprillion, once-time Yankee prospect. But the Oakland A's are just not viable right now. I mean, Caprillion has a 9 ERA and almost a 2 whip. The Oakland offense right now has a 64 WRC plus, and the bullpen has a 6 ERA in the past 50 2/3. I mean, you just can't come up with anything worse. We're at the point now, Frankie, where the full game run line covers are too juiced up for me to play. So I almost don't even. The only bet I will take in Oakland is when I think they'll score 2 runs through 5.
Yeah,
I don't think they're going to. I don't think they're going to do that today because I tend to really like Hunter Brown. Of course, the freaking Astros. You know what I mean? They could let Verlander walk and Luis Garcia can get hurt. They can do whatever. What doesn't matter because they'll just go like in their bag of tricks and come up with Hunter Brown 3.2 ERA, 1.25 WHIP. But 27 K to 8 walk, 29 CSW. He's been very, very good. 53 ground ball, half a homer 9. All the stuff you're looking for in a youngster. And he goes distance. He's efficient. God damn these athletes.
Seems like he's starting to lock in too. Last 3 starts, 2 walks, 20 strikeouts. So prior to that,
awesome.
Yeah, prior to that, he had 9 walks in his last 3 outings. So like he's trending upward, and obviously it's a smash matchup. You could play, I guess.
Oh, you know what we can look at, though? How about the team totals? What do the team totals look at? Hat tip to my boy Forest Sports. Man, really, no kidding. Like, where the chefs eat. Mike, Mike K, the Houston, of course, man. We want that TT. 5.5, but it's plus money. Let's take a look. Let's go to the videotape really quick. Houston offense. Again, I really, one of the things I have to, not say monetize this, but there is, for all the content I put out, there's a piece of it that's missing. And I think it's one of the things I may be the best at. And it's trend indication for these teams. Because of this sine theory, the sine wave theory, and using discipline, God, I wish we could log this stuff. Frankie, all kidding aside, again, I talk about losing enough that I could take a W here and there, right? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
That when the Yankees were trash, we were back on them first. And then a couple teams. Oh, the Cardinals, being able to read the tea leaves.
That's huge.
And pick up on the upswing. And I'm telling you, man, it comes in the form of discipline. Check it out. Houston, which again, just a week ago was like trash. Now the K rate to 20%. With the walk rate, double digits, swinging strikes, single digits. In zone contact at 88, fly ball 42, pull rate 42, right? The things that matter. So when you begin to take, when these good teams, right? Again, this is good teams. Usually bad teams, we look for the other way, right? We were waiting for the Pirates to shoot a drop. When Oakland hits, we hit it hard, but we know it's not going to last. Houston and the Yankees, you're waiting for the only signs. When they start to take pitches, you know it's coming. These are great hitters, man. These are great hitters. And I think that's how you get in trouble. Being like, oh, right, Houston stinks. No, Houston doesn't stink. And now you're seeing the team OBP is up, the average is up. All this stuff is starting to follow along. And that doesn't mean like, oh, man, we're a top wave. No, that means the wave is manifesting. I believe, right? And this is, again, what I've been very good at. We're looking at, dude, the Astros are going to go freaking bananas for the next, 30 days. And we're going to look at, because they haven't done it yet. This is what these teams do. So I will go to the 5.5 runs. So let's take that one to even money. Again, if we don't get it early, the Oakland bullpen will probably cough it up.
Yeah,
we got one more game.
A joke.
Yeah, it's absolutely one of the worst things I've ever seen. It's just the worst thing ever. It's awful. It's really malpractice. And again, not to be like that arrogant of a dick, but I guess I'm in the position. I might as well do it a little bit. Dude, some of these teams may just need fantasy guys on their teams. Go get one fantasy analyst.
Yeah.
And just see what happens. First of all, a fantasy analyst work for frickin' peanut shells. You don't even get the peanut as an analyst. You just get the shell. It doesn't even have to be salted. Bring in a fantasy analyst and see if they can help your team at Oakland A's or the Rockies. I'm telling you, I think I could add 5 wins to the Rockies right off the bat.
Yeah, 100%.
Last one. This one's very easy for me. It's 2 of my favorite young pitchers in the game.
Oh,
so
yeah.
For me, we're either under or nothing. It's Mitch Keller and George Kirby. I cannot wait. I'm just watching this one. And again, both of these offenses kind of suck.
Yeah.
So for me, it's under or nothing. Or it's got to be 7.5. Is it even at 7 flat? I don't go under 7s. So that's my question to you is, do you like anything? And then a theoretical. Do you ever go under 7? I just can't go under 7. It's too low for me.
Yeah, so like you said, I love both of these pitchers. Mitch Keller's a budding ace. The guy's on fire. Look at his strikeout to walk ratio in his last 6 games. He's just scorching hot. George Kirby's got just impeccable control, which I'm going to get into in a second. But yeah, to answer your question, I do go under 7s in cases like this. I just love the spot. I even took under in the first 5 innings just in case it gets screwed by the bullpen. Could get 3.5 there, I believe. Just because they're just, like you said, the offenses aren't great. The pitchers are just locked in. I really like that one as well. But I want to add one thing.
George Kirby's control.
Yes, I know we don't like to lay heavy juice, and I don't. But this is a case where I can make an exception, is with George Kirby under 1.5 walks. He has 5 walks the entire season. His walk rate is, I believe, at 1.9% or 2%. And if I look back at all of his career starts, he has gotten under 1.5 walks in 32 out of 34 career starts. So I know it's minus 222. That's hefty. This is a case where I make an exception and I just take it. You could try to parlay it if you want to obviously reduce that risk, but it just...
Dude, but producer Jay, hang on, Mr. Cooper's going nuts. Jay, you better not hit that buy button. We love Frankie. He's our guest. He's our dear friend in Paisan. I don't give a crap. I don't give a crap who's sitting in that chair. We don't pay 200.
I know. I never do. I never do ever. But this is just, I took it. I found this. I wasn't paying
So
attention to this earlier.
Sorry,
and
Frankie
then
froze up for a second. I hope I'm not talking over him.
Oh, it's okay. Am I good?
Yeah, you're back. So yeah, again, I'm only half-kin, but yeah, I usually do pair to look for even money on heavy juice. Especially I'm not doing fantastic right now. So that'll do it, everybody. Let's wrap it up with the bucket parlay. Right. So I got 4 of them. Although I see 5 there, Jay. I'm not crazy about the Angels one. So we are gonna go because we hit the like button. Today's parlay is the Jays to win it. Mark these up, Jay. Jays to win it, the Cardinals to win it. Right, Boston to win it. Then let's go under that Giants-Milwaukee game. So that's my 4-pack. I want to make sure, sometimes I ramble on these things and I forget to actually play them myself. And there's not worse as a handicap, right? Although, gosh, I've got miles and miles and miles of stubs. You know what I'm saying? There's really no shortage of action on my end. But, we always just want to be as close to it as possible. What the hell was the last one?
You were going to do the Angels. Then
right, St. Louis. Boy, that's what it was. St. Louis, Boston, Toronto. And that under the Bluebirds were the one that got away from me. Man, those Blue Jays have just killed me. And you nailed it, Frank. It's funny how you mentioned like the win-loss the past 10 days or whatever. But and it's funny because the handicap is a weird thing to admit. I don't really know team standings.
Yeah, I find that happening too.
I train myself to not care. Right? You train yourself to not care, but maybe you do want to look at these slides, but they're all independent events, right? You could win 20-0 and lose the next day, right? Look at the Blue Jays.
They seem to be playing bad baseball, making dumb mistakes. The manager comes out and does the second mound visit, and that forces Mano out of the game.
That was malpractice.
It's just sloppiness right now. They had a players only meeting. It's messy right now. They're running cold. So that's my only thing. But I get your point for sure.
All right, everybody. Appreciate you so much. Jay, man, maybe we'll just have to start doing the recap with an image because I don't think we're going to get through it again. So check me out on Twitter. Jay's got it up on there, audio only people. And then again, we can post it. Or you can always just go to betstamp.app/call to the pen. It says find bettors. And you can follow along in real time, which I really like all that stuff. So OPMG, Fire Sports, D-Rock, everyone that stuck it out with us. Really, man, so much Action Jackson going on here. Michael K, Brian Rose, Stuart D, Matt Dubb, all my people out there, Player Prop, NBA guy, all you guys, man. Really do appreciate you. Thank you so much. It means a lot. This show, we're starting to actually get some steam. We're only a few subs away from 600, which, it's pretty damn good. We started at 0. And you're like, God, if you've ever started any of these internet ventures from 0, it's very easy to stay there. You know what I mean? Though, there's a ton of content. So we do appreciate people trying to find time in their day to hang out with us. And if you could possibly want any more, you follow me on Twitter, and we'll hook you up. We'll send you the betting sheet. We never stop around here. I'm coming at you 6 days a week. And I guess that'll do it from call to the pen. Press the like button because those freaking cartoon fingers matter way more than they should. From Frank Amarante, my boy. Dude, you put on the clinic, man. We appreciate you. Great job.
Thank you. It was an honor. Yeah, it was an honor.
Miles. I remember you talking about this. And you're really, at the very least, on very much the pathway to being the professional that you talked about a long time ago. And it's really cool to see.
I learned from the best like you, man. Keep killing it.
Let's get some W's in the column. So that'll do it, everybody. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the games. Enjoy your day. When we're done with the book, enjoy the pay. Remember, when you work this freaking hard, it feels a lot less like luck when you win. Peace.